Block Boyz Radio, busting through them airways. Now rocking with Block Boyz Radio. Block Boyz Radio, busting through them airways. Now rocking with Block Boyz Radio. Block Boyz Radio. Block Boyz Radio. Block Boyz Radio, busting through them airways. Now rocking with Block Boyz Radio.
On the CoyoteMan Show Network and Hooligan Express Radio.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Welcome back, man. Block Boyz Radio right here on the CoyoteMan Show Network, man. We here. Listen, this the first show of the top of the year 2023, y'all. Listen, we here, though. Listen, we here to stay, and I told y'all we coming back with bangers at the bangers. We here, you know, I go by the name of Block Boy Shufa, the new voice of the city. Scratch that. I am the voice of the city, and my arm strong. Y'all know what's going on, man. Shout out to the CoyoteMan Show Network. Shout to Hooligan Express Radio, because we still there. You know, I'm in a building, man. We got special guests in the building. But listen, before we get to the special guest, y'all, I want y'all to know we here the top of the month of February. Shout out to my wife. Happy birthday to my wife, y'all. It's her birthday. She turned 31 today.
Happy birthday.
So congratulations to you. Listen, don't forget, if you looking to promote your business, your brand, anything like that, man, just hit us up, CoyoteManShowOnline.com, or you can go ahead and come to Block Boyz Radio, man. Listen, we here to stay, man. Listen, I got that special guest in the building, the one and only, the creator, the writer, the artist, listen, the label owner. Listen, we in the building with my guy, Source the Narrow, man. What's good?
What's going on, man? Peace, peace. First and foremost, I want to thank God for this opportunity. I want to thank you, brother. You working hard. Congratulations on everything you've been doing, bro.
Appreciate it.
First time meeting him, very humble dude. He gonna be a power player, man. Y'all better get with him. Y'all better get in where you fit in. Shout out to my brother to the right, one of my brothers, one of my partners with the label We Got Next ENT, Boyz Wilson.
Yes,
if you don't know who he is,
man.
I call him Big T, aka, you know what I'm saying? I call him, you know, Big T. You know what I'm saying? You know his son, Tay Wilson, my nephew, Mr. Walt, you know, one of the hottest artists in B-Mo right now. I mean, you know, he been putting that grind in. You know what I'm saying? So, shout out to Zeke.
Yes, sir.
Reggie Street, and the whole mob. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. Listen, tell me a little bit about yourself, man. Before we get started, let them know a little bit about you and, you know, how you came up.
Man, I came from the main streets of Park Heights and Denmore, in between Woodland and Belvedere. So I always rep Zone 15. Ain't nobody give me nothing. I had an opportunity when I first got in. I got on one of the biggest groups of all times, one of the greatest groups of all times back in the day, and that was the Wu-Tang Clan. So they kind of let you know my history. And I just never looked back. And RZA taught me something. He said, you got two opportunities. Right. If I lead you to a well, what you gonna do? You gonna sit there, you gonna be thirsty and die, or you gonna drink and continue your path and your legacy. So he gave me the game. You know, Clive Davis, Tommy Mottola, Clarence Weatherspoon, who wrote New Jack City. Like, it's crazy. Kadar Massenberg, Barry Gordy, Quincy Jones, you know what I'm saying? I've been able to be in the rooms with these Russell Simmons, of course, Diddy. Just a lot of people, yo, I've been blessed over the years. It's something I like to do. And channel all my pain and different things that I've been through in life. You know what I'm saying? You gotta find something to release that pressure. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to things that you may be going through. And I went through a lot. So, you know, definitely, man, it just made me better.
So listen, you got a lot of things under your belt, right?
Yeah.
But before a lot of those things, you was an artist.
Right.
Here in Baltimore.
Right.
You feel me? Let's talk about the artist, like how you got started.
Yo, this brother right here did his research.
Yeah, for sure.
I started with DJ Clash. Shout out to Clash, yo. Malky Malk, Reese Reese. We was the legendary Super Friends, club music. We made Girl, You Know You Got the Bombing. Watch Out for the Big Girls. Nah, Nah, Nah. Come Quick See. A lot of the club records that a lot of y'all shook y'all tail to. We've been fortunate and been blessed to be a part of. And yeah, you know, that was an era. Shout out to K-Swift, R.I.P., the queen, you know what I'm saying? She was definitely a motivator. Riley, Scotty B, Sean Caesar. That's all my family. Mark Henry, Booby, you know what I'm saying? Like, dang, what's his name? My man, dang, KW Griff, DJ Nasty, DJ Lil Mike. Wow. Cornbread, I can't forget about Cornbread. Club Choices. Yeah, he taking it back, though. You know? Hammer Jacks, Frank Ski, Mr. Doodoo Brown. Shout out to Frank Ski. I know he in the A. That was big, bro. He gave me the game, man. Yeah. He gave me the game. He was motivation. So yeah, we did it and we was the first club group that got signed to a major deal. Yeah. Back then.
Let's talk about that deal.
Oh, it was crazy. Just imagine your bathroom. Unless you got, you know, you live in a mansion, how big it is, the standard. And we recorded an album that cost us $200 in the back of DJ Class. DJ Class had a mom and pop store back in the day called All About Music on Greenmount Avenue. That's how we came together. And, you know, he had a little studio he had set up in Cold Spring, but he moved it to the store because he was always there, you know, grinding, trying to do what he needed to do. And we signed our first deal with Malico Records, which was a gospel label. Right. They're legendary down in Mississippi, Jackson, Mississippi. If you know anything about the gospel era, they, you know, man, just the name, like their legacy is crazy. And they crossed over into the hip hop, R&B. They wanted to get into urban, and we was one of the first groups that got signed. And we took a $200 cost for an album and a project that we put together. We had a song called Baby Mother. That was the first record that got released. And that's when Sam Goodies was around. Wow, I go back there. Wow.
That's back.
And I'll never forget when the release came out, we sold out. They couldn't keep us in stores. And we was blessed. But we signed that deal for $100,000. Right. But and we only spent $200.
That was kind of a lot of money.
That's a lot of money, bro. Yeah. Especially from some brothers coming from Baltimore. Yeah. And we were from all walks of life. Reese was from the west side. I was from the west side. Class was from the east side. Malky, he was from the east side. He from down the hill. Yeah. Class was by Cold Spring to Alameda. So, you know, we just came from different walks of life. We came together. We was touring. We shot our first music video at Paradox nightclub. Yeah. In the back of the Jamaican room. Okay. DJ Nasty and Lil Mike. And I'm talking about back then, you know, the videos were shot with the monitors and everything. It definitely was. We shut the club down. It was pandemonium. Okay. Yeah, and it was crazy. And that was the big record that they played on the club record. Club Sing was Tear the Club Up with Juvenile. Back that, you know, his song that he had. So we sampled and we looped that. And that was one of our biggest club records that we ever released. And we shot that video there. Dope. And that's how Clash just went on. And Clash, you know, he blew up with I'm the Ish. Yep. He got signed to Republic. I'm just proud of, man. You know what I'm saying? Wow. That took me back. I don't forgot all about that.
And listen, and not only did you do the club music, but you went on and transferred to doing hip hop and you know.
Well, I learned from one of the greatest, the RZA. Okay. He gave me my first ARS 10.
Okay.
And how I got with him was, it was crazy because I was taking meetings, and one thing about me, you can't stay in Baltimore, you can't stay in your city, you gotta go out and you gotta go get it. And I was a go-getter. Right. I got on that Peter Pan bus. I got on that Chinese bus. I went to New York, I beat in them doors. When I finally got my opportunity, was in a studio in New Jersey, and I'll never forget, it was Elizabeth, New Jersey, and I was going to play some music for an independent label that just got a deal, do Warlock Sony Records back then. Right. That was the same label that Frank Ski was signed to, that he put out Doodoo Brown with Luke Skywalker. Right. Which went on to go gold and went on to go platinum. Frank Ski is a multi-platinum artist. Don't let the radio stuff fool you. And he put out good, consistent music. Yeah. And he kind of gave me the game too. And I happened to be in the B side of the studio, A side. I had a partner at the time. Shout out to my man Sean Donwan Green. He kind of left the music alone. We was kind of like Jimmy Jam, Terry Lewis, but I kept going. And we met Blue Raspberry. Blue Raspberry was one of the artists signed to Wu-Tang at the time. I knew about Wu-Tang, but I didn't know about her. But she liked what she heard. Right. So I gave her my number. We exchanged numbers. I'll never forget. And she said, I'm gonna call you in a couple of days. I want you to work with me. I got a deal. I'm signed to Razor Sharp, Epic, Sony. that was the time when RZA taught you how to move your artists around and have multiple deals at different labels.
Right.
And that's what he did. And we was blessed. She called me in 2 days. She said, hold on a minute, I want to put you on with my boss. And it was the RZA. I'm on the phone. You know Baltimore. You know how Baltimore do. Baltimore like, all right, okay.
Right.
He gets on the phone. He said, peace to the gods and the earth. She said, RZA, this is JT the Source.
Right.
That's my production name. My artist name is Source De Niro, so I got 2 alter egos. And he got on the phone. He said, I want y'all to come to New York. And I never forget. We went to New York. We played him some more music. He was very impressed. He said, I want to sign y'all to Wu-Tang Productions. Me and my man got signed for 4 years. Mind you, they got on in 1994.
Yeah.
So they got popping. You know, they had entered the 36 chambers and they was gone. Right. And we got a chance to work with all the artists, Old Dirty Bastard, Method Man, Raekwon, Ghostface Killer. And we was working on Blues solo project. Capadonna was over there. Shout out to Capadonna. So, you know, Ghost released his album. That went crazy. Raekwon, Heaven and Hell, Rainy Days. Those vocals and everything was Blue Raspberry, which was R&B stuff. Excuse me, she was an R&B singer. Yeah. So we produced the whole album. When I signed my deal, the lawyers did the negotiating, everything was done. RZA called me on a Monday, Wednesday, FedEx came to my house and delivered me a check for $100,000 at 22 years old. So imagine that. I'm looking at a check for $100,000.
Right.
That's what he signed. And I never looked back. I control my publishing. I still got part of the masters of some of the biggest records they ever put out.
Right.
So I make money even when I sleep to this day.
That's dope.
You remember Don't Be a Menace While Drinking Your Juice in South Central? You can go check out that album. Me and my man wrote It's Time featuring Blue Raspberry, and we took Dr. Dre Nothing But a G Thing. I looped it. And it's that soundtrack. And that soundtrack is the biggest soundtrack in Black history of today. That's when the one that had Joe, All the Mans, The Things Won't Do, Lost Boys, Renee, Kirk Franklin, Don't Give Up. Yeah. I'm naming all the singles that was on there. Capadonna, you heard him at the end of the movie. Yeah, 2 minutes and 57, he went in. You know, like how you have your cipher. Yeah. He went in, he bodied it. And everybody remembers that. So it's a classic thing. And worked on the W, worked on Raekwon, Purple Tape 1. Soul in the Hole, that was another movie. Right. I worked on a lot of projects, man. You know what I'm saying? My time came up and I just decided to come back and kind of do my thing. And that's what RZA taught me. And I just never looked back. And I've been knowing this brother for a minute. Oh, yeah. And he was back when I was doing those things anyway. You know? Music saved my life. I was in the streets heavy. He can verify that.
Yeah, that's another story.
Yeah, that's another story.
Definitely was doing the streets heavy.
But that saved my life, music. I just had to find a legal hustle. I say I went from selling illegal drugs to selling legal drugs, which is music. You can't get in trouble or go to jail for that.
Mm-hmm. That's true. That's true. And not only, you know, you didn't just make music back then, but you still currently making music as well. So, you know, let's talk about that. You had a record that went damn near platinum.
Yeah. I did that was crazy. Last year, a group, a 4-man thing called $1 Million Thing. We came together and the song was called $1 Million Thing off the movie soundtrack for the movie $1 Million Thing. Big Lou, Eldorado Red, Shank Rock, OG, myself, and we was part of the clique. And we just made it happen. And that did about 1.4 million on DistroKid. They put it out independently. So it did about 1.4 million. Also hit the Billboard last year with my man Eldorado Ridge off his album called Check the Volume. And that hit number 55 on the Billboard's 200 sales. And we charted number 55 on that.
That's dope.
Yeah, so I'm on my way back to Billboard again with my single now.
Okay.
About that money.
Let's talk about that single, because you already at like 1.5 million.
1.5 million on SoundCloud.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's for you to check it out.
You definitely doing your thing. You feel me?
Yeah. Number 13 worldwide global. And I charted number 13 in the UK.
So listen, y'all don't go nowhere. Stay tuned. We coming right back. Black Boy Radio, Coyote Man Show. Still.
Black Boyz Radio, busting through them airwaves.
On the Coyote Man Show Network and Hooligan Express Radio.
The CoyoteMan Foundation was inspired by my daughter being diagnosed with cancer. And through the pressures that my family went through, it's foundations like ours that offer resources that made it easier for us to manage the stress that a trial like this can bring. The CoyoteMan Foundation goal is to give support to families who have children that have been diagnosed with cancer, and to possibly bring a smile to a child's face.
Black Boyz Radio, busting through them airwaves. Now rocking with Black Boyz Radio. Black Boyz Radio, busting through them airwaves. Now rocking with Black Boyz Radio. Black Boyz Radio, busting through the airwaves. Black Boyz Radio, busting through them airwaves. Now rocking with Black Boyz Radio.
On the Coyote Man Show Network and Hooligan Express Radio.
Yes, sir. We back right here. Black Boy Shoot for Sales the 9. We still here. Coyote Man Show Network, man. We ain't going nowhere. We still in the building, and we still trying to get to that about that money thing, man.
Yeah. So listen, I'm gonna turn it over to my partner right here, the president of Operation Acquisitions.
Let's
So
talk
let me tell you this part. Then I'm gonna turn it over to him, and then he gonna talk and tell you how we got here, where we at now, and how it's steady going. I tried to put out the first original record about that money, and due to I would say business negotiations with the powers that may be, that was part of that record, which it wasn't a bad record. You know, things weren't able to be settled or resolved or come to a good, get the business done. So I just scrapped the whole thing. But I was stressing because that record depended on my deal with Orchard Sony. So I had to, and he really just saved my life, this guy right here. So go ahead and tell him, bro, how I came to him.
Yeah, basically,
Hurt.
you know what I'm saying? It just came about, he was hurt at the time, and me personally, being the person that I am, that's my bro, and also he the CEO / artist. And I told him, I said, look, man, I said, I got you. So what I did, I had talked to, if everybody know my son, Tay Wilson, I talked to Tay Wilson, who in return, he talked to Zeke.
Right.
And I got them on one of the biggest single out of Baltimore. So, you know what I mean? And about that money. And like I said, I was just doing a lot of work in the background. I don't like to really be out there in the scene because I'm a humble dude. But I told my bro, Source De Niro, that I got him. And Tay and Zeke, they linked up with him. They got in the studio, and the rest was history. And now, as you can see, the single is really trending worldwide, not just even in Baltimore, but also like in the UK and everything. It's doing real big in the UK and everything. So I definitely want to shout out to Tay Wilson and Zeke for getting on that single and everything, and Source De Niro doing his thing and everything. And definitely look out for some more big things coming from Source. I tell you, I'm just excited. You know what I mean? Being the president of this record label, this independent record label for us, we got Next Entertainment. And for any artist that's out there that's trying to get into the music business, you definitely got to learn the game and learn the business, because if you don't, and if you're not willing to invest in yourself, then you is never going to get nowhere or go nowhere. And people expect, they want handouts and always free. In this game, in the industry, see, I learned a lot. Now that I'm over this side, see, before I always looked at it, before I got in the industry, I always looked at it as Tay Wilson's father. You know what I'm saying? Basically like, you know, that's my son. He's so talented. He deserved this or he deserved that. And it's not about that when you get into the industry. You can't look at it just because I'm a fan and I'm also his father. So now that I'm on this side, I see the big picture. Like artists really have to invest in themselves. If they don't, you can't blame the labels or whatever. The labels going to do what they can to invest in you. But first of all, they want to know is you willing to invest in yourself and believe in yourself. And if you don't got that work ethic and understand this business,
you need to go find another job.
You need to go work at McDonald's
and that's nothing
or
wrong
Burger King. And there's nothing wrong with working at McDonald's or Burger King, but the industry is not for you. You can't come in with the mindset of you just want a handout. You ain't gonna get nowhere. So far as the narrow, as you can see, and we're gonna turn it back over him. You're gonna see like all the accolades that he have in front of him, and he gonna show you and share it with these guys. We work hard over here, and we don't make no excuses. You know, whether you love us, hate us, or supporting us, it don't matter. As long as we believe in ourselves and we know what we doing, you know what I mean, we good. We don't want no negative energy around us. We focus, we know where we want to go. And shout out, you know what I'm saying, to Block Boy Radio for having us on. We definitely appreciate you. We appreciate you, CoyoteMan. We thank y'all for having us, man. And we definitely wish y'all much success in the future. And keep doing y'all thing for real.
We gonna do some things. Yeah, man. So from him, the record got released last year, April the 1st, 2022. And it was just crazy, like in 4 months. Within 8 months, it took flight. Yeah. And a few months ago, as you can see, first 100,000 streams.
People lie, numbers don't.
You know what I'm saying? And then we turned around and we just kept on pushing. And now we at 200K. 200K.
I don't hear nothing. Oh, it's backwards.
You know what I mean? A lot of people don't understand. Like it's crazy.
Yeah. Oh, okay, I got you.
And last year, the last 6 months, the record was doing so good. So Orchard Sony presented me the Pusha P, which you know back then Gunna was in good standing. Yeah. As you can see, I won the Pusha P Street Award. Thank you, brother. I appreciate it.
That's what's up.
And you know, I gotta give a shout out to my brother Miko Smith. He couldn't be here. I call him Slim. He really behind the scenes. He like a ghost. Right. You know what I'm saying? But he makes a lot of power moves. Me and him been in the business for 10 years, man. Actually, this our 11th year. Last year would have been our 10th anniversary. And we didn't even have time to celebrate. We definitely gonna do it this year. We've been doing this, man. And you know, I just gotta say this, you know, like Birdman said, you gotta put some respect on my name, man. And whether you like it or not, you gotta give me my flowers, not only in Baltimore, but globally. A lot of people love me, and a lot of people respect me. They respect my grind. I'm gonna show you a couple of awards. A lot of y'all ain't gonna never touch it, see it, or whatever, and I'm not being arrogant, I'm just being real about it. I'm being humble about it. But if you put your butt to work, stop getting the hate up, and get your weight up and go grind, you will shine and get to where you need to be.
For sure.
You can see that. Read that, brother. Okay. Read what that say.
That's the Casper we got Next Entertainment.
What year was that?
And Source Magazine.
And who on the cover?
November 2010. Birdman.
And who that? Mac
Man.
And what that is? What issue
Young
was
Money,
that?
Cash
Power
Money,
30.
Power 30. Y'all.
And you know that was the hottest magazine back then. Everybody was getting that. If you wanted to get into hip hop. We had 2 of these that got presented to our company. We got Next ENT, Boss Talk, and we had another artist that year called Gabbo, and he came out. And Casper, unfortunately, he got in a situation So he had to go sit down, but we had a deal on the table for him for Interscope. However, Gabbo, who we released that same year in 2010, we got him signed to XL Recordings, Sony Music, and he came out from Baltimore. He was one, you know, probably you could Google Gabbo, Gabbo, and you'll see it pop up. This one right here is more dear to me than anything because it puts me in the producer category because I really do this. And you know, with Hip Hop Weekly, whenever they did a producer pop-off, what did they do? The same thing you did, brother. They did their research.
Research.
What do you have right there?
You know, JT the Artist, featured in Hip Hop Weekly, Volume 3, Issue 10, 2008, y'all.
And what that say?
Hip Hop stars react to the Sean Bell murder video.
Producer pop-off. So you see the plaque. You can't.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Stop playing with
every producer, Swiss Beats, any high producers now, they all, when you get put in there, you official, and you done sold over 1 million records.
Yeah.
You done produced.
Most
And it's right there. And I always rep my city. You'll see it.
Yeah.
What it say?
Yeah.
Baltimore, Maryland. See? So I love my city.
And they got Park Heights on there.
You already know.
For sure.
That's why I wanted you to see that.
There,
Zone 15. So I never forget where I came from. I never steered from that.
Most definitely.
My brother, I love him. You know what I'm saying? Miko, he stuck with me. You know, people try to divide and conquer. Tobias, that's my brother. He been with me. We've been brothers for 20 years. 20-some years plus.
Over 20 years.
Over 20 years, right?
Over 20, about like 27, 28.
27, 28. And he's always been loyal. I always been loyal. We just reconnected within the last year and a half. And it's like we ain't missed a beat, man. That's my man.
That's how it's supposed to be.
And unity is the community.
That's right.
And that's what we about. We about positivity. We about that.
Welcome to Block Church, ladies and gentlemen.
And I want to tell all you inspiring young artists, it is not no age limit when you get in this industry. It's about your grind and what you present and what your music is about. Fashion, entertainment, movies, sitcoms, podcasting, whatever you bring, try to be your best.
Yes.
Stop listening to them YouTubers, the ones that's out there that might be real big. I ain't gonna give them their names because I ain't giving them no free promo, but a lot of them are goofies. Tobias, not bad for an old head, right?
Oh,
We still in
definitely
the
not.
industry,
Definitely
right?
not bad for
Right?
old head. But
You know,
don't forget,
we was told that we was too old. We need to go sit somewhere in the senior citizen.
but we doing just fine for real. And don't forget about Check the Value. We gotta let them know about that.
We
So-
was gonna get to that.
Yeah.
We was
For
gonna
sure.
get to that,
I'm gonna let my
you know?
man do what he do.
You know,
I
and
got
you know,
you.
Some more.
See now with many accolades under the belt, so we got feed them one
Yeah.
by
Right,
one.
right.
You know, we
Right.
still got some time to kick it,
Still
right?
got a little
So,
time. You know?
Got
so
you.
we gonna talk about that in the next thing. But yo, I'm just about. Hey, listen, we got next ENT Boss Talk.
We here,
Let's
baby.
talk
We
about
here.
it.
And we ain't going nowhere.
We ain't going nowhere. You know what I'm
'Cause-
saying? We not local. We global.
And not just him being an artist. You know, y'all also have your label. Let's
Yeah.
talk
Right.
about that. Let's talk about the label.
We got next ENT and Boss Talk Inc., which is the management umbrella ran by my brother. He's the CEO of Miko Smith, and I'm the co-CEO. We got next. I'm the CEO. He's the co-CEO. See how we switch? He's the president of operations and acquisitions.
Right.
So everything comes across his desk. We all talk, we communicate, we fight like brothers. I ain't talking about physical fight. We may cuss each other out, we may go get a sandwich an hour later.
And
when
not
it comes
to
to
cut
this
you
business.
off, right? He definitely be doing his thing, you know, keeping up on the social media, dropping stuff that's happening.
Appreciate
on
that,
next
brother.
feed.
Appreciate that.
Definitely
Yeah.
be your thing.
Yeah, y'all better lock in with We Up Next 2022, man. Shout out to Tobias Wilson and his son. They put that together. That's even before, and that page is lit. And if you trying to get some shine and be seen, and you local, and you just trying to get some type of thing, you definitely need to hit my brother up with that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we got you.
We just bring that. We got Next Films. We have the Latin division we just stepped into.
Yeah.
We have a song out right now with Mandrake. He's one of the biggest Dominican Republic rappers. You can go look him up. He has over 1.2 million followers on Instagram. Blue check. He has 756,000 subscribers on YouTube.
Yep.
He's phenomenal. He got a song called Delinquente featuring 9 Epico. And we already got our paperwork just got sent to us. We're going to be at the Latin Grammys. So not bad for some kids from the main streets of Baltimore.
For sure.
We're gonna be so we up for an award with that, for a nomination.
That's dope. That's dope. So, you know, with that being said, like, so much that you're doing, you know, not just for yourself, but for your team. And, you know, any artist or entrepreneur who's trying to do for themselves. Because, like we said in the beginning, you gotta invest in yourself first.
You got to.
You can't just look for someone to put hundreds of thousands of dollars behind you if you're not going to invest in your own talent.
Facts.
So, first, what you need to do is invest in yourself, you know. Then reach out, you know, or get yourself noticed. You gotta grind. You feel me? And you know, y'all been to it. Y'all been grinding. So not only do y'all have a label, but as he said, let's talk about the app. Let's talk about the streaming service. You know what I'm saying?
Wow. Okay. Before we came on the air, we was behind the scenes. I was talking to my brother right here, Black Boyz Radio, and he was telling me some things, you know, that he moving into Coyote Network and his show. And they doing big things. I'm proud of y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like, I like to work with people like that understand
the business.
So 3 years ago, me and my man John Wallace, and then my brother Amico Smith, and then Tobias Wilson. Fast forward real quick. We are the first Black-owned, minority-owned, major music streaming service that's being launched.
Welcome to Black Church, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, so you got the exclusive. Nobody really knows about it.
You heard it here first.
And so you tell them. I showed you. What you think?
It's dope. He got the format. It's not a hard app to get on. It's easy. It look good. I mean, I feel like you're doing your thing, bro.
And I appreciate it. And you know, you don't have to depend on Spotify to dial. Audio Mac, TuneCore, DistroKid, some of the Pandora, whatever the case may be, whatever site you're trying to get on and what you're trying to do. It's Black owned and operated. We're gonna pay you fairly. It's a minimal charge to sign, you know, like the members, you know, to sign up to put your music, to upload. We could do podcasts, we could put movies, we could do everything that they can do. So everything like this network right here, we could put that up on our network. You know what I'm saying? On our streaming service and stream it. You know what I'm saying? If we was to put that together, but I know you guys, just giving you an example. We have enough capacity to do that.
I wanted to tell y'all, you know, I felt y'all energy from when y'all actually came in.
Thank you, sir.
So
Appreciate that.
Our network is going to do everything that we possibly can to support your network.
I appreciate that, brother. And we're going to do the same with you, which I already showed you that a little earlier. Yeah, definitely. So, Black owned and operated right here in Baltimore. I want to give a big shout out real quick to my young boy. I'm so proud of him. CoyoteMan.
Yes, sir.
Congratulations, boy.
CoyoteMan.
Pyro Whipper.
For sure.
I never met you. I salute you, brother, as if I met you.
Most definitely.
Y'all not only brought a Grammy back to Be More, y'all really kicked in the door. And let me tell y'all something. All you artists, y'all better stop all that hating and get in where you fit in. You got Bunky Jr. Shout out to Bunky Jr., the Strut King.
Definitely shout out to Bunky Jr.
You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my man D-Boy the Dome. He's global.
Yes.
You know that's
Mr.
my
300.
guy. That's my man from off the avenue. You gotta give a shout out to YG Tech. Like, he's so consistent.
Yeah.
His last project he just put out is crazy. Bumping it, you know what I'm saying? I support him. And he from my hood. So me, Bunky, and him from Park Heights. So, you know, I definitely should. I gotta give a shout out to Young Moose, Money Jake. I rock with Money Jake, Box Check Marty, Huli Shalom. That's my man. Yo, it's so many artists and so many talent. Just get your business together, man, and get in the industry. It's open now. All eyes. You don't understand. CoyoteMan and Pyro Flipper just open the door. Am I right, Black Boy?
Yeah.
Can you tell them?
Yeah, most
tell them
definitely.
if they ain't gonna listen to me. Listen to him.
Graham, like, look who he wrote for, bro. Look who he wrote
Beyonce.
for.
Wow.
And look what made it. Like, that's definitely
He signed to Nicki
eye-opener.
Minaj, yo. Come on.
Facts. And she don't want, and you hear her shout him out all the time. So therefore, that's letting you know, like, it's always room to make it. It's always room. You just gotta put the work in, because he done.
There's
put
no
the
more
work in.
excuses.
You feel me? He done been
He just
blocked.
showed you.
That's what YG Tech said. No
He
excuses.
done been blocked and overcame that blockage and still prevailing. You feel
That's
me?
right.
So you gotta understand that it's always room to make it. You just gotta invest in yourself, believe
Hey
in
man,
yourself, and keep
let me
working,
tell you
'cause-
something, yo.
Come on, man.
Let me tell you something. Working with Wu-Tang, Bone Thugs and Harmony. I work with Bone Thugs and Harmony, and just just to say, we got okay.
All right, man. We coming back, man. Listen, stay tuned. You know, Block Boy Radio ain't going nowhere. Stay here, man. Listen, CoyoteMan Show Network. Let's go.
I'm proud of him. Like I was like, I sat there and I
The CoyoteMan Foundation was inspired by my daughter being diagnosed with cancer. And through the pressures that my family went through, it's foundations like ours that offer resources that made it easier for us to manage the stress that a trial like this can bring. The CoyoteMan Foundation goal is to give support to families who have children that have been diagnosed with cancer, and to possibly bring a smile to a child's face.
Yes, sir. Welcome back, Block Boy Radio, right here only on CoyoteMan Show Network. Listen, before we get out of here, we're gonna talk about one more thing, y'all. Listen, not only did you do the artistry, the writing, the creating, you feel me? Not only do you have a label, not only do you have a streaming service, but let's talk about you being connected to a label, being able to be that anchor. You feel me?
So basically, Tobias could touch on that too. With the streaming service that we setting up, we basically did new A&Rs. That means all the majors gonna be coming to us. So whoever's hot, we're gonna have a countdown on the streaming service. You'll see that we have a jukebox where we're playing the top 10 records that came through the system and everything. So we're giving you a highlight, and we're offering that for free. You know what I'm saying? Like those things, those services is gonna be added into that, which is gonna bring them out. So it's bringing attention. So if you're in the top 10, Sony could call us up and say, yo, we looking for a couple of hip hop artists, which I got. Or here go the top 10 right now. That means that you streaming, your numbers is up. You know, the same platform as Spotify, whatever the case may be. And let me tell you something. Streaming is hard, bro. Streaming is hard. It's hard to get a stream. And a lot of people don't understand that. I'm just blessed and fortunate that they buying into this. We just humble. You know what I'm saying? And we doing the numbers that we doing. You know, we keep it up, and you know, God willing, just for example, we on our way to gold. We're gonna be in 300K within probably in another month. Well, you know, before April, 1 year anniversary of this song, it'll be damn near almost gold or platinum. The way if it continues, it never slow down. So, again, put your craft, put your mind to it, learn this business, man. You gotta learn it. You gotta understand it. You gotta surround yourself around good people, people that's got the same vision and drive. Money can come and go, but relationships are priceless. You know what I'm saying? What you want to touch on there about the service, man? Let
Basically,
me know.
you know what I mean? Everything, you know, what you just said or whatever, you know, that you can go on this site the service, and it's there, and it's black owned, and and it's for independent artists, but
Underground,
and unsigned artists, but like Soul said, we're gonna be having like labels getting with us to see what type of artists we have on our service and what can we offer them or what they looking for, like you said, in the top 10. And so this will be good and give those artists that looking for a break, that believe in themselves and invest in themselves. So it's no more excuses.
So you know,
it's
what
no
happens
excuses.
at Spotify, right? Real quick. So you know the game with Spotify.
Yep.
Spotify got the people that's in those positions. What happens is the labels call Spotify and say we're gonna send you 100,000. Am I right?
Yeah.
So they blocking out for me to slip through the cracks and for us to do what we doing. They blown because we only got a distribution. We did this ourselves.
But you know what? I just feel like
we did it out the mud, bro.
People don't realize how big this is.
Most definitely.
They don't realize how big it is and how good it can be for them, not just for us.
Right.
You know what I mean? But for them, for every artist that dare to dream and want to make it and make something out of themselves, they can do it. But you gotta be willing to put the work effort in. And once you put that work effort in and you stay humble and you stay grinding and working hard, dreams, you can make your dreams become a reality. And no matter what nobody say or tell you, you know what I mean, you can get it, you can do it. You know what I mean? If you think it, you can do it. Just like what y'all doing. It ain't easy doing what y'all doing, but y'all believe y'all have a goal to get where y'all want to go. And you know it ain't going to happen overnight, but eventually it's going to happen. You're going to get there because you in here grinding. Whether there's 1 people, 2 people with you, it doesn't even matter. You grinding, you staying humble, you doing the groundwork, and eventually it's going to like boom. So with our service offer people, artists that's looking for a way out, we here now and we got you and we ain't going nowhere. Whether you love, hate us, we ain't going nowhere. We here.
We got
tell
one more
people how they can find you.
Yeah.
Tell them how they can find you, sir.
At SORCEZDIENIRO01. The label is at We Got Next ENT. Amiko Smith is at AMEICO, the number 1.
And I'm just at Tobias Wilson 071.
I got one more thing. I got an email this evening, and you know how they just had the Grammys. In the UK they have the Brit Awards. My song is up for Impact Song of the Year.
Congratulations.
Thank you,
I'm
man.
hoping that I bring home that Brit Award, bro.
And
I might not have won a Grammy. It's cool. My time will come, but it's coming.
And y'all know how y'all can find me, man. Block Boys.
Shout out to my man Coyote,
everywhere.
Man. I appreciate
you. Feel me? Y'all can find Block Boy Radio.
Yes, sir.
Block Boy Radio.
Good brother. Good brother.
Right here,
shout out to Block Boy Radio for sure.
He made my night.
He said Coyote Man.
You made my night when you said I was the first show for this shit.
Appreciate it. Y'all know what it is. If it's not hot on the block, boys,
it's not hot at all. You're we out.
Block Boyz Radio. Busting through them airways. Now rocking with Block Boyz Radio.
On the CoyoteMan Show Network and Hooligan Express Radio.